Hey everyone, Austin here again with another Pinball Machine gameplay video. Today, as you can see, it's going to be the Getaway High Speed 2. Much like Sharky's Shootout from just recently, this is footage that's been on my hard drive for many months now, and I just haven't been able to get to doing this commentary until now. First off, I'd like to give a big shout out to Edon Grossman, who actually let me come over to his house to record his machine here. Getaway was actually pretty much the first pinball machine that I really started to learn when I really got into pinball hard back in 2011. And what's actually really funny about doing this video is that this was the specific machine I learned how to play the Getaway on. This was at John's place in Fairfax, Virginia, where I used to play, and it was eventually sold to Edon. And he spruced it up, actually. He LED'd it out, he added in some spot lamps and whatnot. He also added in a LED OCD board, as well as the GI OCD, which allows the LEDs to pulse and fade and not flicker and whatnot. So he's turned it into a really great looking machine from when it was many years ago when I started playing. And yeah, over the course of this gameplay video, we will explain the rules and whatnot. Getaway is actually a very simplistic game, which is why I'm not jumping straight into the rules. It's actually pretty basic stuff. And I actually put up a decent game, if I remember correctly, at least a couple 100 million. But we've actually got our ball lock slit on the left-hand side of the playfield, the left orbit. So the orbits in this game are full orbits. They both loop all the way around. That's one of the fun things about this game. It's just very fast, very flowy, thanks to those big open orbits. But there's actually a diverter ramp on the left orbit, and when your locks are lit, a diverter pops up and feeds the balls above the playfield into a lock area. And once you lock, 3 balls, you basically start your main multi-ball. Now, a huge feature in this game is the RPM lanes on both orbits. So the big goal, aside from getting ball locks and whatnot, is getting your RPMs up. And so you're going to be seeing me hit lots and lots of orbits. And you have 5 different RPM stages. We're on stage number 4 right now, or we're working towards RPM stage 4. Which will activate the supercharger. So that actually, what we did right there is we activated the supercharger. You can light that just to get some small points by hitting the stand-up targets on the lower end of the playfield. And so, you'll notice that I just hit them. The lower stand-up targets are now lighting. If I complete the number 3 that's flashing, it'll relight my kickback, but it'll also qualify the supercharger on the left ramp there. But now that we've actually hit our RPMs, we fully qualified the fourth gear, or the 4th RPM mode. Everything is lit for 5 million points a shot. And this is a really great mode to try to take advantage of. Now, if you can shoot that left ramp over and over again, that value will actually build just on that ramp. So instead of just 5 million points a shot, it'll go 10, 15, 20. And if you can get up to 20 plus million points a shot, you can get really big points from it. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to milk it, and as you can see, I just tilted out. So, but that's okay. We're going to be working towards our 5th gear, which is going to be Redline Mania. That is basically the wizard mode of the game. Very easy to get to Redline Mania, but if you're going to have a really good game, you're going to get to Redline Mania multiple times. And Redline Mania might even be more lucrative than your main multi-ball itself. It operates very similarly, where you basically shoot a shot, you shoot a jackpot, you relight the jackpot, then your super lights for lots and lots of points. But there we go. We're going for that right orbit for the RPMs. Now, what's nice is if you hit one of the in lanes, or if you successfully hit an orbit shot and then you hit it again, that RPM will actually be worth more. So you actually boost your RPMs faster. You'll notice that there's a yellow light underneath the RPM, the red RPM lights. That indicates that the RPM lanes are actually worth a lot more, and so you'll progress your RPMs faster, which is great. Now, just like the original High Speed, since this is a sequel to High Speed, it features a lot of similar playfield layout elements. So you've got both orbits, and then you've got the pops in a very similar area. But you also have the saucer on the right-hand side of the playfield in pretty much the exact same spot. Now, that saucer can be lit for video mode, it can be lit for extra ball, it can also be lit for just sort of a mystery award. And I don't remember if he had his set to competition settings or tournament settings or whatever. I don't think he did. So the the rightmost saucer would give you a variety of different awards. Sometimes it'll throw you straight into multi-ball. Sometimes it'll throw you straight into video mode. Sometimes it'll just give you 5 or 10 million points or whatever. So we're in our main multi-ball right now. And what you have to do is shoot that supercharger up top, which is a really, really fun thing. And actually what's really funny too is 2 balls came down at just the right moment, and they're stuck on top of each other. And when that happens, I just, when I'm playing casually by myself like this, I just go ahead and just leave them. So I'm not worried about shaking them out. They will shake out as we continue to play. But since we did that, the goal is to shoot the left orbit again. That diverter comes down and awards you a super jackpot. So, and now we have to shoot the supercharger again, and as that happens, it shakes the machine quite a bit, and so those balls just came free. And super jackpot is now lit, and so what we need to do is just shoot that left orbit again. So multi-ball is actually really simplistic in this game. It's very satisfying to keep going, but it's something that's not really that hard in reality. So I really feel like almost anybody could put up some decent points in this game if they know what the rules are. So it's just rinse and repeat. It's just ramp until it qualifies, and then it's left orbit, and that's it. And just rinse and repeat. So. And again, you could feed multiple balls up there at once. It's probably not the best idea to feed multiple balls up there at once, because you're effectively taking and putting both balls out of control. So it's best to just do it one ball like that, wait until you qualify it, and then shoot for the jackpot, which apparently I'm having a hard time hitting. Orbits are a funny thing for me. They're some of my favorite shots in pinball, but they're also some of my most inconsistent shots. Especially, even on this game, which is weird because the orbits are, fairly wide open on this game compared to some modern sterns. They're definitely a little bit larger in this game than what you get on some modern stern pins. Take like Guardians of the Galaxy for an example, or Metallica or something like that, So when you do hit them, they're very satisfying shots, especially on this game, because, it's a very, very fast game when it's tuned just right. And we'll see if we end up getting the jackpot here. Let's see what happens. Again, it's probably been about 10 months since I recorded this footage, so it has been a while. And unfortunately, the ball wasn't up to speed fast enough, so I wasn't able to get that jackpot. There we go, 100 million points. Bam. So we've actually come out of this multi-ball with a ton of points, so we actually did pretty well here, which I'm pretty happy about. If I recall correctly, the rest of the game doesn't go so hot, but at least we had a really solid multi-ball. So the number of loops required to light that super goes up and up and up the more you do it. So, but we've had a pretty excellent multi-ball, actually. I'll go as far to say it was pretty excellent. This is much better than I think I normally do on this game. But again, this was the Getaway that I learned how to play pinball on. It was this and Rolling Stones. Those are the 2 games that I put the most time into in my early days of pinball. And then Adam's Family right behind those. But yeah, this was the first pinball machine I really got hooked on. And I would go up to John's place and play it, and I would just sit on this game for hours. It's not a complex game, and I think that's why it appealed to me. It's because it was fast, it was furious, but the goals in the game were always right there in front of you. Now, what's actually kind of interesting about that is we were actually on 5th gear. We had Redline Mania qualify, and when I drained my regular multi-ball, Redline Mania lights on the left ramp. And since the multi-ball ended, I had just shot the right ramp, well, not right ramp, the left ramp, and it immediately took me into Redline Mania as well. That's why this multi-ball has been heavily extended. We're actually in a separate multi-ball now. But Redline Mania operates very much the same way as your regular multi-ball, and but when you come out of Redline Mania like we just did, you're back to square one. So you're back on gear 1. When you hear the noise, it says change gears. You basically have this clutch on this shifter on the front of the game, which is your plunger, which is really cool. It's an auto plunger, but it's with a shifter. So you push the shifter up, plunges the ball. Pushing the shifter up is also how you change gears in this game. So once you get the RPMs up, it'll say change gears. You have to take your hands off the flipper and press the shifter up. And we're probably going to tilt. We actually just got 2 warnings. His tilt was actually really tight, which is how this game's tilt has always been for me. So I'm actually pretty used to playing it with a really tight tilt. But we're already back up to gear 4. We might even get into supercharger again. You'll notice that I do a lot of like very light little slaps on this, and some slap saves like that and whatnot. You can definitely slap the game quite a bit, and it's good to try to, like, you know, if you think the ball is going to drain, you know, try to get like a little brush off the side of the flipper and, you know, pop it over to the other flipper to get a quick save. It probably doesn't really make any sense, but it's okay. We're back in supercharger, so again, every shot is 5 million points, or you can shoot that left ramp for 5, 10, 15, 20. And I don't think that actually caps. I think it just keeps going up until the timer runs out. So if you could somehow get this rhythm going where you can just backhand that ramp over and over again, and there was no saving that. If I tried to slap save, I probably would have gotten another warning. I would have had to slap it pretty hard, and I would have gotten another warning, and then I would have drained, would have tilted and lost my bonus. Bonus doesn't get huge in this game, but if you got, you know, 7 to 10 million points on every ball, and you get some extra balls, you know, that could be 50 million points in bonus that you're missing. So now you've also got loops up top. You notice it went up 3, 4 plus loops. This game does actually keep track of the loop champion, and so, you know, you can try to get your name on the loop champion board as well. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I will beat Edon's 977 million points, but we're back up to gear 5, back up to Redline Mania again, and it is quite likely we don't actually play. No, actually, we might play it again. There we go. We only got a couple more minutes of the videos. I wasn't sure if we actually were going to play it again. But yeah, back in the Redline Mania, and it's entirely possible I tilt out of this as well. So lighting locks as well can also be done by hitting the stoplights up top. So you notice that there's green, yellow, and red lights. You just have to hit all 3 stand-up targets. There's a set of stand-up targets up there by the pop-uppers. There's one right below the pop-uppers, and then there's one on the right-hand side of the left ramp. So kind of like the classic original Getaway, not Getaway, the classic original high speed. You can hit the targets to light your locks as well. And then run the red light. But for me, you know, I'll usually just focus on going for the RPM lanes. Multi-ball locks, they just sort of happen. I don't go for them intentionally, so, because they're very, very risky. It's a shame I drained out there as well, because we also had an extra ball lane. We could have had ourselves another extra ball. So anyway, guys, not a whole lot else to explain about this game. It's a super fun game. It's one of my favorite pinball machines of all time, just because it's very fast and furious, and it's just always a good time, despite not being very deep. If you have any questions or comments, post them down in the comment section below. Also, if you want to see a gameplay-only version of this where you can hear all the audio and whatnot, I have a gameplay-only version with no commentary, so watch out for that too. That was uploaded many months ago, so just type in the Getaway on my channel and you will see it. I also have some fun videos showing a death save on this machine, as well as the Secret Mania, which is something that you don't really want to get into for scoring purposes, but it is a fun mode, so you can look for Secret Mania on my channel as well. So, alright guys, thanks for watching, and until the next one, take it easy.